Today is the opening day of the Pawtucket Central Falls Station on the MBTA commuter rail. This station is in Rhode Island. There was a previous one with the same name. It's like half a mile away. Anyway, this is Omriki on the T. Today I'm joined by
Reuben's Rails.
Bye now.
Welcome to the Pawtucket Central Falls Station.
This is awesome!
The layout of this station is two high, accessible platforms with a ramp down to that one and an elevator to this one. There is a bridge connecting the two, so no one can be crossing the tracks in the high-speed trains of the Acela, which is really good. There is also a third bypass track, I assume for wide freight, so it doesn't interfere with the platform. There are screens and speakers. That one's on. There are audible announcements, but they are relatively quiet. If you're standing far away from the speaker, you're not really going to hear that. So it would be great if they could increase the volume. There are two elevators on this side, which is good because if one breaks, the other will still work. However, if you press that button right there, like Reuben just did, it lights up that button and activates that elevator, but not this elevator. So you have to press both buttons if you want to get the fastest one, and then one of them will come down later, which is a waste of energy. So there is a ramp on this side, the secondary side, to Barton Street. There's not much here, just some big parking lots. One of this massive parking lot for a bakery. It would be nice if they had some, transit-oriented development. And those buildings over there seem to be abandoned. They could, be converted into loft apartments. Hopefully some of it would be affordable housing, but there's potential for housing right near the station, and it's not here. Hello, are you foamers?
Yes, we are.
That was the outbound side. The inbound side toward Boston does not have elevators, but seems to have a really, really long ramp.
And a piece of art.
And a piece of art. Let's take a look at that piece of art. Spun. It's called Spun. Okay, we're gonna walk down this really long ramp to get to the inbound platform there. Another thing to note is that green bus over there, that is RIPTA's, Rhode Island's bus system. The R line, it's a relatively frequent service that serves a large portion of the Providence metropolitan area. Here's another bus coming in, and it serves here, so there's great intermodal connections. It would just be great if people could walk home from this station because there would be things around it. As for the bus portion of the station, there are two shelters. They do not have many amenities. They are not heated. There aren't trash cans at the shelters or anything, which is frustrating. It would be nice if there were a heated waiting area or something. So aside from that other ramp we walked down earlier to get from the busway to the inbound platform to Boston, there's also this ramp. So if you're coming from the opposite side of the station, the outbound side, you have to take an elevator and then two long ramps. And if you're coming from the other side, the road over there, that's a really long ramp up and then two really long ramps down. There's not like a wall here or anything, so as you can see, the snow is blowing in at the camera. There's also no heated waiting area, which I think is all stations in places that get cold, that get ridership, should have heated waiting areas. There are multiple boards with good signage of the T system, with updated maps showing the Medford GLX extension. There are also timetables. Will these get updated when the schedule changes? I don't know, but it's accurate for now.
Look, it's open.
The other thing to note about the schedule and map is that it does not show the orange line connection at Oak Grove to the commuter rail. They recently added or reopened the stop there. Another thing to note about this map is that it has the extension to New Bedford
And the Cape Flyer.
and the Cape Flyer and to Fall River, which are not current services. Well, the Cape Flyer is a seasonal service. The other two have not been opened yet, so it's interesting that they're already putting that on the map. And yeah, it's not to scale. Another thing to note is that both platforms have these emergency call boxes, which seem to be working. So that's good. I do not think there is one at the busway though. And the communications room seems to have an HVAC or some kind of heating / cooling system. I just wish they had given this to the passengers who might need it. Some, heat. Train approaching! Please remain behind yellow line.
Train approaching. Please remain behind yellow line.
I mean, you can't really see the yellow line. It seems that no one has come here and shoveled or plowed it in a few hours
Train
on the
approaching.
platform.
Please remain.
According to Wikipedia, a station by the name of Pawtucket / Central Falls was opened in 1916 by the New York, New Haven, and Hartford Railroad to grade separate and merge the previous two stations for the two respective towns. In 1959, the building was closed with people using external stairs. In 1981, trains stopped serving there altogether. Here you can see the old abandoned platform and station. But today, Monday, January 23rd, 2023, a new station with the same name was opened about a half-mile away, the station that we are just leaving. Now, let's give it a score. Well, this concludes our review of the Pawtucket Central Falls station.
It's always good when a new station is built. But what do we rate it out of 10? Omriki, what are your thoughts?
As Reuben said, it's always good when new transit is built. However, this one doesn't appear to serve much. It's it's not the most car-dependent area, but it's surrounded by parking lots that could be replaced with housing, especially since they're near a good bus hub, as well as there are old abandoned buildings nearby that could be turned into housing. The station accomplishes what it needs to have buses and trains. It's accessible. It's fine. It's just it doesn't go. It's not nice. It doesn't have heaters. It doesn't have restrooms. I mean, just like things like that would make it a lot nicer for people. Like Chelsea Station, the busway has a heater. Like, that is really nice. I really wish it had something like that. But other than that, I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Like Omriki said, it isn't located in the most walkable area. However, the station still accomplishes a lot of things. It's accessible, it's fully high level, and it has bus connections to other areas. Overall, I would give it an 8 out of 10.
Thanks for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, or leave a comment if you want to. Don't feel pressured though. Bye.